Walk down any city block, and you are hit by a wall of sound. The hum of traffic, the clatter of construction, the sheer density of a crowd. We often treat this environmental noise as a minor annoyance, something to just put up with. But continuous EEG monitoring tells a different story. This constant acoustic barrage actively taxes your working memory, spiking cortisol and inducing measurable neurological fatigue. The typical response is to fight noise with noise. We plug in our earbuds and blast music, or rely on heavy noise-canceling technology to physically block the world out. But fighting volume with volume is an inefficient arms race. We can bypass physical volume entirely. By introducing specific, structured audio, we can trick the brain into ignoring the stressor. It is a biological mechanism called informational masking, and by understanding how it works, you can build an acoustic protocol to reclaim your focus and drop your daily stress levels. If you turn on a loud fan to drown out a noisy neighbor, you are using energetic masking. This is the brute force approach. A louder, thicker blanket of sound physically smothers the unwanted noise. Informational masking works differently. Instead of relying on volume, it relies on cognitive redirection. It introduces a specific, positive acoustic stimulus, like the sound of flowing water, that pulls your focus away from the stressor. This creates a fascinating biological loophole. Researchers found that natural sounds successfully mask traffic noise, even when the nature sounds are 3 decibels lower than the background noise. Your brain actively chooses to listen to the water and ignores the traffic. Achieving mental peace in a loud room does not require deafening yourself with white noise. You just need to feed your brain the right acoustic information to latch onto. To prove this mental shift actually happens, researchers attached continuous EEG monitors to subjects and recorded their brain activity while exposing them to different soundscapes. This diagram illustrates the alpha band, a specific brainwave frequency occurring between 8 and 13 Hz. A higher concentration of alpha waves indicates a state of wakeful rest, comfort, and deep neural relaxation. Directly below it is the beta band, operating between 13 and 30 Hz. Your brain produces these faster waves when you are processing heavy cognitive loads, concentrating deeply, or making decisions. Now look at this comparison chart. When subjects listened to traffic noise, their brainwaves indicated stress. But when researchers introduced water sounds, the subjects' alpha-beta ratio shot up. Their brains physically relaxed, even with the traffic noise still playing in the background. The researchers also tracked the theta-alpha ratio, an index used to measure task load. That ratio consistently dropped. The sound of water was actively decreasing the mental exertion required to sit in a loud, urban environment. Natural sound is a measurable biological intervention. It physically shifts the brain out of a state of exhaustion and into recovery. While the audio source itself provides the benefit, the way that sound is physically oriented around your head dictates how effectively your brain can process it. In clinical trials, scientists tested a format called two-position switching water, or TSW. Instead of a fixed audio source directly in front of the listener, the sound of flowing water alternates between 2 adjacent positions near the ears. While a fixed sound is relaxing, this structured alternating movement forces the brain to lightly track the audio. The EEG data showed that TSW created the absolute highest activation in the brain's focused attention network. It gives the mind a gentle, predictable pattern to hold onto. Beyond the EEG lab, psychophysical studies of park visitors have mapped our subjective emotional responses to nature. When asked to rank sound sources, participants consistently scored the sound of rain as the most effective for generating a sense of security and pleasure, outperforming bird songs, wind, and flowing water. The right audio profile acts as an active anchor for your mind. You can use structured, moving sound to sustain focus, or diffuse ambient sound to trigger these feelings of safety. You do not need to hike into a forest to harvest these neurological benefits. You can build these clinical findings into your daily routine. For deep work, put on a pair of headphones. Pull up a track of panning, two-position switching water sounds. That spatial movement will deliberately activate your focus network and mask out office chatter. If you are dealing with cognitive fatigue at the end of the day, skip the headphones. Play the sound of steady rain or insects over a room speaker to maximize feelings of security and let your nervous system reset. And when setting up these sounds, follow the golden volume rule. Keep your natural masking sound exactly 3 decibels lower than the room's distracting noise. You want your brain to reach for the sound, not be smothered by it. By intentionally boosting your alpha brainwaves, informational masking allows your focus to remain stable, even when background traffic noise persists. We see this principle scaled up in urban planning. Adding a water feature to a noisy city park measurably improves the subjective quality of the environment for everyone who walks through it. Noise is a constant of modern life, but rather than an inescapable burden, the acoustic environment represents a toolset for engineering your own mental well-being.